You have a lot of games.
Yep.
I have a lot of games. You have a game room. I have a game room. How do you think someone should go about building their game room? And do you have any tips on that?
Um, yeah, that's a good one. A lot of people don't know this as over the years, I've had roommates and everything, so I haven't had like a game room. I had my own room, and I didn't want my games all spread about in my room, so
Mm.
they were in totes pretty much. So when I moved to my apartment and everything, I would say, you know what, I'm gonna have a dedicated game room. And the first thing I did was I kept everything in totes, but I got shelving, like shelves and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of knew how I was gonna lay things out because I knew how my stuff was uniform, like games like stacks and everything like when it not like something like cartridges only like Game Boy stuff, like had everything like pretty much in box uniform. So I knew what kind of shelving I was going to get. So I went to the furniture bank and I went to the Goodwill and I picked out stuff from there, and that's how I kind of did my layout. Now I didn't really know how I was going to do it, but I knew how it was going to be like uniform in certain parts of the room because like here's the thing where it gets weird. If you get a lot of collector's editions type things, they are
Take up a
different.
lot of
They take up a lot of
space.
space, and they can't be uniform because they're all different sizes. So it's
Right.
like, what can you do with that? And I have this little tower in the middle of my game room to where I have like them kind of stacked on each other in a way.
Yeah,
And
I've seen it.
it feels like it could fall over anytime, but I
I,
got
I
it.
was just gonna say that. I felt when I was in there that when we were filming, if I bumped into it backwards, it's domino
It's down.
effect.
Yeah. No, luckily it's not, thankfully, but it's kind of like steered me away from getting a lot of collector's editions. I don't really need them. I mean, obviously, I have the ones I want, and they don't really make them like they used to. So I feel like I'm good on that type of stuff. But for people who would want to start a game or build a game room, you definitely got to get the shelving out of the way. Um, have some kind of way to know where you're going to have certain games at because, like, me personally, PS1, PS2, PS3, I wanted to keep them together on the shelf.
Mhm.
It didn't work out that way because I have more of those games than anything, so I had to kind of spread it out a little bit. But you want most of that stuff together where it's easy to grab, not hard to get to, and just just really nice and neat. That's all I can really say about it. I mean, what do you think?
I take a extremely different approach
Okay.
to a game room. You're doing it correctly though. Like you don't have to get crazy expensive shelves. No,
No,
it's like get them
get
nice.
something from offer up or just the Goodwill. Yeah.
Yeah, the shelves behind me,
Mm-hmm.
which are IKEA shelves,
Mm-hmm.
like that's a way to go. But I actually got these IKEA shelves off of OfferUp. So I was like, I'm not gonna pay $80 for a shelf. I'll just
Mm-hmm.
pay $20. It's a shelf. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think a big thing is the aesthetic, right?
Okay.
You know me. I love black and white and red are my colors.
Right.
So I will go aesthetics all day. But the big thing is this function. Like, is your game room a display? Is it a museum? Or are you actually going to play in there?
I play in my game room. I have like 3 TVs set up for the
Mhm.
retro, so it's easy to get to. I made it because at the same time, I like having all my games, but I don't like looking at them every day. You know what I mean? That's one reason I didn't want to have them in the bedroom. So have it in the game room, and when I don't feel like looking at that stuff, I can shut the door, and that's it.
Yeah.
But
Decompress.
yeah, thank you. But I set it up to be a nice area because it's always your dream to kind of set up your collection nice and neat. A lot of people don't have that opportunity
Mhm.
because whether they just don't have the room or they got stuff going on. But when I moved, I made sure I wanted to have a game room, and I built it to how I want, and it's great. But I'll tell you this: if you have a game room, you put TVs in there, it's gonna get hot. So
Yeah.
just make sure you got a window in your game room or something like that
Or don't put it in the hottest room
in the
in
place.
that in the house. And people do that. I've been victim of that where I was like, oh man, this is the only place where I got space, right?
Mhm.
And then I forget about summer, and you're in summer, and you're like, man, I don't even want. I'm going to the living room and play a game.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
to go. It's really. I just want to let people know out there that want to build a game room. It is such an awesome experience once you get everything displayed. It's like a breath of fresh air, pretty much. It's like it's amazing. I remember
Yeah.
when I built mine, and I was like, everything was set up, and I was like, wow, dude. I just kind of like this. I remember I fell back, on the ground, and I kicked up my leg. I was like, yes, and I like just took a picture of everything, and I was like, dude, this is amazing, and I just remember how happy I was, and it's great, man. It's a cool accomplishment because my collection kind of like states who I am, with the stuff I get. I don't get everything. I get the stuff I like, and that game room, you can tell it's all me. Like,
so for me, my game room is about aesthetics and functionality. So I don't want to see any wires anywhere.
right.
So certain furniture that I would get at Goodwill to do this stuff, I actually designed like the furniture, like I'll build something to it so that you don't see any of the wires that are hanging out. Like I'm gonna pick on like not pick on some people's games room, but I want to talk about some people's games room. Okay. There's Mike Matei, right? Mike Matei is the guy that's with Angry Video Game Nerd.
Okay.
Okay. And he does streaming and stuff like that. And he did a room tour, and he had got these like shelvings that are like, they're little boxes, and they're all up together, and you can put a console in there, right? The thing is that you see all the wires in the back, and I'm like, oh man, I don't want that.
You hate that?
But I took the idea because I went to a Goodwill, and they had a shelf that was very similar to that. And what I did is like pretty much DIY, built a backing for it, and then just cut holes so all the wires can go through. You don't see the wires. Everything's good. Another game room, Jason's Metal Gear Rocks, right?
Yep.
So we have now seen 2 game rooms of him.
Right.
You see one at his old house and one at his new house. This is what I think, Reggie, people should always take away from building a game room. Make it personal to you.
Yeah.
Like, make it to what you want. Like, he has like a bar in there now, right?
Yeah, it's pretty sick, dude.
Okay, yeah. I haven't been there, but like we all saw the video, and it's like, that's what he wants. Do that.
Yeah, he's very happy because now he's able to display everything. Because at his other house, he couldn't display everything. He had to put some stuff in the closet. Now he's happy because he has exactly what he wants. Everything's displayed, and he can get to everything, which is awesome.
Right.
I'm telling people right now, it's a good experience. Definitely, I would tell people not try to collect everything because obviously you'll fill up fast and you'll end up. I don't know. I just don't want to be like. I don't want to dread going into my game. You know what I mean? Like bumping into stuff, pretty much. That's just always one thing I like. It always irked me.
You know what that reminds me of?
What's up?
Everyone that's like watching in YouTube land, right? Go look up the clip of the Guinness World Book of Records guy that has like the most games in the world, right? And it's literally the entire shelf up to the top. Like he's like, yeah, I got PS3 games. Like PS3 games are like up on a wall behind you walking in.
Yeah.
And I'm not like, hey, it's what he wants. It's what he wants to do. More power to you. But I'm like, remember like me saying, you need to make it personal for you.
Yeah.
So like, if you pull inspiration from people, that's good. But I'm the same way. For me personally, I don't want a lot of games around me. I don't want to feel like you're in Hoarders where it can like fall at any point. Yeah. Even though it's organized and it's clean and stuff. Right. It's like you just don't want that,
Yeah, I get you. Like I said, I'm definitely not a person who's going to collect everything. It's just the stuff that, that fits me. I feel like, I don't know. Have you, well, I mean, I'm trying to go into this in an easy way, but I was looking at John's collection.
John Riggs?
John Hancock.
John Hancock, the immortal here. The immortal John Hancock here. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
The immortal John Hancock here. I love John. John's dope, dude.
Yeah, he's cool, man.
Spicy that footage of Joe Witter doing a good impression.
Happy birthday to John. Yeah,
yes.
This is from like 5 years ago, and this is hilarious, but I'll go ahead and play it now.
I'd like to thank everyone for the birthday wishes. It's really special and means a lot to me. If you don't know what to get me, I'm definitely looking for Pong clones and PlayStation Greatest Hit games. Okay, bye.
Okay. So, that clip, dude. But, like his collection I was thinking, because he has pretty much everything, and I thought about that, like, would I want everything like that? And I was like, man, it's just like there's just so much. I think I'll be
because he has he has full sets.
full sets. I couldn't. Me personally, that would drive me crazy because it's too much. You know, I just like certain things, but to have everything, you know, that means you have everything of all the bad games and all the good games. And majority of I would say systems have like at least, I want to say 60%, maybe 50 to 60% bad games. You know, there's always those good ones that stand out if you look for them, but not everything is good. So I wouldn't want that kind of stuff in my collection.
Gotcha. You know what's another game room? Okay, and then remember, this is like, I ain't gonna speak for Reggie. I'm gonna just speak for me. This is my motherfucking opinion on this. Okay, I wouldn't want like you hear game house, right? And like I was like, yeah, this would be sick, right? But if you actually had to live around your games all the time, you're not gonna love them as much. You know, guys who love cars don't want to live in a garage. They don't want to live in a shop. You know what I mean?
Definitely not.
And I'm speaking from someone who has had so many friends that own their own shop. They're trying to go home at the end of the day. So I'm not shitting on this guy. I'm just using it like as an example. The Last Gamer. He's this guy like in Australia. He has like, damn, dude. I think he used to hold the Guinness World Book of Records. No, I'm right on that one. I think he used to hold the Guinness World Book of Records for having the most games. And he does like this tour. I think it's like a 1-hour tour of his entire house that is all games. And it's like, it must have turned from a game room to a game house. He even has like a section for arcades, and that's cool, right? But here's the reason I'm bringing it up is this. Reggie, when you built your game room, did you build it for you? Or did you build it to like have people come in and enjoy? And I think that's what people, when they're building a game room, they think, oh, I'm going to have all this stuff and people are just going to come here and it's going to be great. And sometimes that doesn't work.
It was definitely for me. I mean, this is what I wanted. You know, as far as for people, that's like a secondary thing. You know, if you have people over your house, you have a nice game room that they can chill in, cool. But mainly, you're the one that's going to be around your games the most of the time, so it's for you,
right?
You know, so that's how I feel about that. You know, what do you think?
I think it depends on the person. Say the person has kids, right? You have kids, and I really want to go back to The Last Gamer because he has this cool setup that I really like, where he's like, hey, we got. I think he says like 4, I don't know, they're like driving simulators or something. And he's like, I have 4 driving simulators here. And so all 4 of us like in the family play. That's cool. He designed that for them. That's cool, right? But like, if you didn't have any friends and you don't have that space, do you need that? I think that's what it comes down to a game room. Do you need this? Right. Is there like a big item that you would want that you know, hey, I can't, I want this, but it couldn't fit in the game room?
Yeah, this is the thing. I usually make things fit, you know, because you like it, you can make some room somehow. An item I got rid of though that I didn't feel fit in there was my Matchbox, my PlayStation Matchbox. I got rid of that.
Oh, you're talking about the big sign, right? Yeah,
I did. And
I have one of those.
I felt like it just didn't fit. I mean, it did fit, but I just didn't have anywhere to put it, and it's not really gaming related. I can't play it,
and it's very heavy.
It's very heavy, so I let that go, and I don't regret it, you know, but still, it's just like I want my games in there. I don't want like too many displays. I want games to be played like that I can play pretty much, you know. So
let me talk about because I'm one of the very lucky to be in that game room. Let me talk about your game room, Reggie.
Yeah, go for it.
Cozy. Cozy is the perfect word. You have your PVMs there.
Yes,
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I will say this. You are very creative on how you display your games. Now, you know what games are where and all that stuff, but I think one of the coolest things is where you find these like little jewelry displays that you get, and then you put like your Game Boy games in them and stuff. That's cool. Right. I think that's super cool. And that's because I get off of like finding cool shit at Goodwill and then applying them to be gamer stuff. Yep. You do that very good. The other thing is this. You have a dope ass red shelf. That's there. It's super good. And it's like deep. It's deep. So like you stack your PS1 games on top of PS1 games on top of PS1 games. I think that's like super dope.
Yeah, and I got that from the furniture bank. That stuff was like damn near like maybe like $10. They wanted to throw it away, which was crazy. So I was like, give me that shelf. So yeah, definitely that's one of my cooler shelves, I would say. I actually thought about painting it at one point.
No, no, no,
No?
no, no, no. You okay? So this is like the cool thing about your room that I like, and like I said, I'm coming from a point of aesthetics, design, and fashion. Right? It pops just perfectly in that room. Some of the shelves are the same, but not all of them are.
Right.
You have like the jewelry cases that are clear and they spin, they rotate. And there's one that you have on the bottom. I think it's like where all your box Game Boy games are, where it like opens up and it closes.
You can actually lock it, dude.
And you can lock it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where'd you get that?
Goodwill. Both from Goodwill.
Dude, that's sick.
I know.
That's sick. And it just fits.
Yeah, definitely. So anyways, folks, if you want to get that game room going, like I said, build it for yourself, not for anybody else.
Yeah.
It's very easy. Just have an idea of your collection, what it looks like, and how it's going to stack up. If you have complete copies of games or just loose copies of games, you just go off of that and yeah, you'll be fine.
And nothing wrong with inspiration from other game rooms because they're all cool.
There you go.